All right, working with fractions, one of the tools that you can use to help you compare fractions or to put fractions in order is to draw them on a number line. I decided to go ahead and talk about making number lines because even for me, they're kind of hard to do. So I wanted to kind of go over what you could do to make number lines when you are comparing and ordering fractions. So first thing I want you to do is draw a line similar to this. Doesn't matter how long it is. Oops, I skipped a slide. Doesn't matter how long it is because we're going to divide that line into equal parts. So go ahead and draw that line probably 4 or 5 times. This one right here. Don't make the marks here though. Just draw the straight line with the arrows on the end. Okay, so it should look like, I'll draw one for you. This is what you should draw on your paper. And that's it. Okay, first thing we're going to do is draw lines to cut the strips into two equal parts. Okay, so now we're working with halves and wholes. So what I'm going to do is just like they did here, I'm going to draw one line on one end of the line by the arrows and another one by the other end. Okay, this is going to be my 0 point or my starting point. This is going to be my whole point. So anything I make in between here is going to be a fraction of the whole. Okay, so to make this, if I'm doing half fractions, excuse me, if I'm doing half fractions, then I am going to place it into two equal parts. Okay, because a half is two equal parts. So in order to do that, I'm going to have the just one center line, just like that. Okay, and then it tells me to label the middle line as 1/2. Okay. And then 2 halves would be over here at the 1, which means a whole, because 2 over 2 is 1 whole. Okay, on your next line, okay, we're going to draw this line again. Hopefully you've done it already. And then you're going to draw it into 4 equal parts. Okay, now we're working with fourths. So again, I've got one line that'll go here at this end, which will be my 0. One line over here, which is going to be my whole number, which is my 1. And then I'm going to want 3 lines in between. So I'm just going to guesstimate. They don't have to be exactly equal pieces. Though if you have a ruler, you can do that if you want to. It's kind of hard to do it that way. But just kind of look at it and say, okay, that kind of looks equal. So I'm going to put 1 here, and 1 here. So then I'll have 1, 2, 3, and then ultimately 4 lines, or 4 little lines on the number line. Okay, then I'm going to label that line. So if I have 0 here, this is going to be my 4th. Okay, this is going to be my 2/4, which is my halfway point between the two. This is going to be my 3/4, and this over here is my 4/4, or 1 whole. Okay, that one's not too hard. It's when it gets higher up in numbers that it gets harder to separate the line. Okay, so this one we're making 8ths. All right, so drawing my line, I'll put my 0 here, my 1 here. And anytime you're drawing into, like, let's say 4ths, you're going to have 3 lines here in the middle. Okay, when we're drawing into 5ths, you'll have 4 lines in the middle. 3rds, 2 lines in the middle, so on and so forth. Okay, so since we're doing in 8ths, which means 8, I'm going to have 7 lines here in the middle. So I'm just going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, estimating space as best as I can. Okay, so then I'm going to label that. So I'm going to start over here at 0, and this will be 1/8. 2 eighths, 3 eighths, 4 eighths, 5 eighths, 6 eighths, 7 eighths, and then 8 eighths over here. Alright, let's try it with 3 equal parts, or thirds, okay? Remember what I said, if I'm working with 3 equal parts, how many parts here are going to be in the middle? That's right, 2. So I'm going to have 2 lines here in the middle. So I'm going to estimate where the best place to put those lines are going to be. I'm going to say like right here and right here. Now again, I don't know if they're exactly equal. I'm not going to worry about it as long as I know kind of where they're supposed to be. So my 0 is going to go here. My 1 is going to go here. That's my whole. And if I'm going into thirds, this will be 1/3, 2 thirds, and 3 thirds. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to draw into sixths, which is 6 equal parts. So in between these 2 lines, I'm going to have 5, because 6 minus 1 is 5. So 5 lines in here. Okay, so I'm going to look at my line. This is my 0. This is my 1. I can label those already. And I've got to try to draw 6 lines. Okay. Or 5 lines, sorry. So I'm going to draw one here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's roughly about equal as long as I know what they're supposed to be. Okay, now I'm going to label my lines. So this will be 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6, which is my whole. Okay, and so then if I'm asked, okay, so which one's bigger, 3/6 or 5/6? I can look at my line and say, oh, 5/6 is closer to 1, so this is going to be my bigger number. Or less than, equal to. You'll use number lines for that. Okay, so for your WSQ, I want you to create 3 number lines. You can decide on how many, what you want to break it into, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, whatever you would like to do. And we will see you in the morning.